I've been through the raga bid, and these are my thoughts. And just going through we sort of say a major challenge. I think we just need to say what the challenge is. So I would take that out. And again, the whole business about identifying the challenge needs to think. Then there's a very concrete statement about what the challenge is, and I think that should go first. That's the challenge I've highlighted in yellow. Yeah, there's a tendency to write value judgments before saying what it's based on, and I think we just need to give the evidence, go straight to the core of it. A small change there. And the whole business of introducing the idea of the value proposition needs to be right bang early in the document. So I think I would rearrange this. I'd get rid of the first two paragraphs, and then basically we've got two sections, one for sort of background and the other for sort of the core technical specifics of the project. Yeah, the QA thing appears out of the blue, and I think we need to sort of think about what we say there. The mechanisms of governing and maintaining quality, perhaps we need to say something about. And that second sentence I've highlighted, I think we should say that first. And there are some issues like that we need to explain a bit better. And I think there's a third point in that what we're providing is a means for managers to reflect on the action that they've taken. And I think we need to say that there's something going on in other domains which is using real-time feedback, and I suppose the energy thing is an example of that. I'm just writing here something which gives a background to the technical stuff from Bolton, that there's something important about bringing the data for managers to hand so that it actually, their attention is drawn to it, and I think we can do that with Wookie, so I think we need to say something about that in that section. Commitment to making a change, I think, should be in response to their particular circumstances, either as widening participation institutions or open universities. In terms of demonstrating high-level strategic engagement, I think we can point to the projects we've been involved with. I'm not sure what that abbreviation is there. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, I think there's something, instead of talking about value propositions, I think we need to talk about judging the effectiveness of interventions and ensure that the value offering to the students makes certain that the resources that are available to the university are used for the benefit of the students. I think I would change Objective 1 to say something like that we're going to create a methodology for identifying those data which help managers to act effectively and efficiently, maintaining the value proposition to learners. I've had a few sort of thoughts about how we might say that, but I've written it down there. There's a sort of random value proposition statement there which I've scrubbed out. I think it needs to go. Just moving on. I think objective, the first output there needs to say something in the form of the way resources are targeted to the benefit of learners. I think that sort of clarifies the value proposition thing. Just a small thing before it says gap analysis, I would say there will be a gap analysis. Okay, so just looking through the methodology thing, I still think this is a bit waffly, but I might flesh it out with an example. A manager might look at student attendance at a lecture, do something about it. That what they do, they believe they have a reason for, and if they're right about their reason, their action will work. If they're not right, then obviously they need to think again, and it won't work. I wonder if we need more detail on the table I put there. I think we need to expand on this statement, the rise of the institution as a managed organisation, if that's just saying managerialism. And I think we need to say something about the fact that there's different stakeholders for the education are shifting, so it's moving from government to institutions. I've just made a statement there about that. But on the whole, I think that section's quite good. I'm not sure about authentic interventions, but I guess people might know what it means. Yeah, something value proposition and resource management. I'm tempted to sort of add that in as a sort of way of just diluting this emphasis on value proposition, because I think it is all about resource management. It's about effectively using resources so that the maximum resource goes towards the learner and their learning, rather than paying for people to sit in meetings making useless decisions. I'm just looking through this. I think that's fairly okay. Something to say about the core institutions that we'll be working with. So the student record system, timetabling system and VLE, all of the producers of these systems have a stake in IMS. I think I'm right in saying that, and of course with CETIS working with IMS, there's an opportunity for engaging with the manufacturers of those systems, and that will help with the sustainability of the project. So now we're looking at the work packages. So this is the first work package, which I think is fairly okay. Yeah, and so again, I'm just adding value proposition and resource management as sort of a way of elaborating that a little bit. There's quite a strong statement here about students will have to adjust to different circumstances. Actually, I think it's institutions that will have to adjust to students being more discerning about how their money's spent. So I think we need to sort of just rephrase that slightly. Yeah, I'm just saying we may have electronic mock-ups in Work Package 2 as well as paper-based mock-ups, so yeah, just going through and adding and resource management as well when we say value proposition. I think the two are related. The value proposition and resource management are absolutely related. Do we need two reports, one for Europe, one for the partners? Not sure. May as well leave it in now, I guess. There's something to say about, yeah, working in collaboration with Work Package 2 there, I think. Okay, just looking through, I think we're coming on to the evaluation work package. There's something to say about realistic evaluation and the sorts of evaluation claims that we're making at the moment as things stand. The whole thing is about not necessarily saying did raga work, but actually what worked, where and why. What didn't work, where and why. Those are realistic evaluation questions, and at the moment, you know, identifying whether raga is effective, I think, you know, we have to be a bit more. If we're going to use realistic evaluation, I think we need to say something realistically evaluative in that section. I think the rest of it is fairly okay. So, I mean, in summary, I would say most of the work, the rejigging, there needs to be significant rejigging at the beginning as we introduce the value proposition term. I think I'm tempted to say that the issue of resource management and value propositions needs to be tied together, so you